Everybody, welcome to Catch My Thrift. My name's Ted. As you know, I'm a part-time reseller, so I buy, sell, trade, collect video games mostly, but we'll pretty much buy anything and try and flip it on eBay, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace for a profit. So today we're at the local Goodwill and we're gonna see what we can find. Hopefully we find some video games. They don't typically have a lot, so hopefully they do. I just recently got approved for an app called Whatnot, which is a live auction site where I'll be selling my retro video games. So definitely check out the link in the description where you can get $10 off your first purchase. So yeah, check it out and we'll see what we can find. All right, making our way into the Goodwill here. Definitely have to help out a little bit. Grabbing my cart, and we'll head over to the media section, which we always do first. I was kind of looking for any video games. I haven't really found anything here lately in regards to video games. See the sealed VHS, never heard of it, so definitely gonna throw that in the cart and just see if it's worth anything. A little later on I'll scan it. So again, making our rounds, looking at the shelves, seeing what we find. Come around the corner here and I see this little guy. So it's a Squishmallow. I see a lot of people selling these, so I'm hoping that it's worth money. I think that we can get about like 12 to 15. It's brand new with tags and looks really nice. So as long as I take some good pictures, we should be able to get a decent profit on it. Just quickly scanning through these DVDs. Thought this 8-family like fairy tale feature would be worth it, but one disc was missing. So of course putting it down. And then just perusing through the aisles. It was kind of busy. It was the senior citizen discount day, so a lot of people were there shopping, and they do have a lot of good stuff like for home use. So just looking to see if we can get anything that we can flip for profit. Trying to see, do they have any more of those Squishmallows? As I mentioned, I typically don't find them. So this was kind of like a one-off situation. And I saw this puzzle. So it's a Disney Villains puzzle. It looked really cool, but unfortunately it was all used. And I hate counting all the pieces. So I always pass on used puzzles unless it's like in pristine condition. I then found this Braun like electric brush thing. I think it heats up. Unfortunately, I end up returning it after purchasing it because it was not brand new like I thought. It was just put back in the wrapper, but it was used. So it looks like they had a PS2 at one point. So looking at this webcam, as many of you know, like at the heat of the pandemic, the webcams were really hot and worth a lot of money. So I'm going to give it a quick scan and see if we should pick this up. So always use the eBay seller app, and I actually didn't see any solds. That shouldn't really turn people off, but it turned me off just because I've got a lot of inventory down in the basement, and my wife doesn't like all the mess down there. So I'm trying to get organized, and if something's not really selling, I'm not going to pick it up. So here you're going to see that we're going to try and scan through some of the items here. There's that Braun brush. Just looking it up, it looks like it goes from 30 to 40 when it's new, but unfortunately, like I said, this one was not. Scanning this VHS sealed copy, and there were none sold, so I end up deciding to put this one back. And I find this 12 Bible stories, it is complete. So we're going to scan it and see if it's worth any money. A lot of like the Bible DVDs and fairy tale DVDs are worth good money if they're complete. Unfortunately, this one, since it was used, only like $4. And we found this like vinyl flooring. So I thought that was pretty cool. It was brand new. The shipping would be atrocious on it for sure because it was very heavy. Didn't see any listed. I probably should have gotten it and tried to sell it locally. I'm sure it would have sold, but I decided not to. Then I found these, it's called Ryan's Toys. So this little boy Ryan actually started a YouTube channel reviewing toys, and now he has his own brand. So it looks like these are brand new, and they're going anywhere from like $20 to $24 plus shipping. So we'll pick them up, and you know, if I can't sell them, my boys will love to play with them. I just see some of these brand new toys sealed. I love picking up sealed stuff, but unfortunately the price tags from the store were so low that I decided that it's not worth my time. So I saw this blood pressure monitor. They typically do really well. It was very yellowed, but there was no price on it. There was no corrosion. Batteries were just dead, so I do go ahead and look it up here. Then I always filter to see the sold and then make sure that I'm checking used, and it was only worth about 30 bucks. Then back to the media section, see some PC Star Wars games, scratches on those, so I decided to pass. I have a resurfacer, but I really don't like to use it too often, and I don't have a PC to actually test those games, so unless they're new or in like new condition, I won't really pick them up. And I find this Jeff Foxworthy box set here. I'm gonna scan it, hoping that it's worth something. Unfortunately, I wanted $4.99 for it, and that's the price I was selling online. I'm just kind of looking for anything here. I'm not sure if you spotted it. I didn't spot it yet here, but it's in the bottom. It's another sealed VHS, so this is 007, James Bond. So it's sealed, brand new, James Bond, so all good things there. So I decided to scan it and look it up. And when I do, you know, I see that some are selling for 25 bucks. There was one that was on bid that supposedly sold for 85, but I'm not, you know, planning on getting that. So we'll see. I mean, I'll be happy with 20 bucks for it. So we just quickly kind of look around again. Then I come across this Top Chef kind of thing. It's like a quick fire card game or something like that, but it was brand new sealed, and I used to love Top Chef. I used to want to be a chef, so I checked it out. Wasn't worth too much. There was no price on it, but didn't feel like picking it up, so we go ahead and look to check out. And then while we're waiting, I find this Pokeball. I know I mentioned I don't buy used puzzles, but Pokemon stuff is still hot, and also I thought maybe I could give this away in a whatnot auction, and people might, you know, might like that. So I'll definitely count all the pieces, and we'll see what we can do there. So definitely not going to sell that on eBay, but probably give it away. And as I mentioned before, we don't end up getting the brush or the blood pressure cuff, or excuse me, we do get the brush, but we return it, but we don't get that blood pressure monitor. I think it was like $4.99. Definitely didn't want to take my shot with that. So we get out of here spending $19.94, so not too bad at all. All right, nothing too crazy today. This should hopefully bring at least 30 bucks. Appears to be brand new. It might be missing something, so I'll have to look into that. Actually, it might be missing the power cord. Does it have a power cord? So we'll check that out just to make sure that it's not missing anything. And if it is, we can return it. A lot of people are buying Squishmallows, so I figured I'd take my shot on it. It was an actual one. The other one was not Squishmallow branded. Got these Ryan's toys, mystery playdate. So we'll see. I'll list them. If they don't sell, I'm sure my kids will play with them. Got this Pokemon puzzle and this Pokeball. Might end up just giving this away on a whatnot auction. So we will see about that. And then we got this Sean Connery as James Bond, Never Say Never Again. Looks like this was selling for like anywhere from 10 to 80 bucks. I saw one go for, so brand new sealed. So we'll see what we can get. On to the next one. So here we are for round 2 at the Goodwill, just stopping there before we pick the boys up from daycare. You can see I'm hitting all the buttons, trying to keep the doors open for people. Grab this small little cart, and media section's kind of packed, so I just quickly get on the move. Start looking for the finds, searching for the good stuff. Quickly see this Transformer DVD. Unfortunately, it was a burned DVD. And then I find this audiobook, and my wife brings us Vans over, so we throw those in the cart. Didn't look up the audiobook, just kind of threw it in there. We'll check it out later and see what we can find. Hopefully it's worth some money. Checking out these boots, was hoping that they were like Justin boots, but unfortunately Target brand. I'm sure that they would sell, but I just don't want to take the time with them. So these carts I noticed were new since the last time I was here, so wanted to check those out. Nothing really. Again, it's discount day, so a lot of people are here, you know, picking up stuff for really good prices. Unfortunately, I don't qualify for a discount. I'm a little too young. So we just are looking around. I saw that VHS player. I've kind of been staying away from VHS. So this is cool. We saw this Bruce Lee scrapbook. I thought that was really nice, so I decided to throw it in the cart, and we'll see what it's worth later. And then again, guys, like if you see anything that I'm missing, just point it out in the comments. I'm not the best, you know, I don't have the best eyes, but I did find this Bible study, like with multiple books. It's like 36 courses. So I decided to pick it up, and you know, this is the first time I've found something like this. I hear people talk about it all the time. So I'm looking it up real quick just to see what it's worth and what it's going for. And my wife brought those Brooks shoes over to me. They were a little worn. So we scanned this in the eBay app. I see that some are going for like 45 bucks. I did see that none were sold, but I took the risk on that. Scanning the Bruce Lee in. Looks like there's a few different kinds, but that one, unfortunately, none were listed. So I passed on it. Probably should have got it. My wife brought me over this corded drill. Just decided to pass on it. Just a little too heavy for me. And again, I don't want to have things out there that are going to take a lot of time to sell. I'm trying to move things pretty quick. And I've learned that throughout the 2+ years I've been selling on eBay. And then another app that I use is the Google search app. So I use Google Lens. I know a lot of these like willow tree, I guess you would call them like sculptures, wooden sculptures sell for good money. Unfortunately, this one they wanted $8.99 for it, and it only sold for like 20, or at least was listed for 20. I pick up these anime DVDs and throw them in the cart thinking that they're going to be worth money a little later. So we'll scan those and check it out. These carts were new since the last time I was here as well, so just browsing to see if we can find anything, you know, good here. Unfortunately, I'm not really seeing anything. And you know that we're going to check the books for Harry Potter. I did see a paperback, but it was super rough, so definitely decided to pass on that. Then I see this new stock cart, so I quickly pull out these DVDs to see if there's anything good. Transformers has a disc, so I'm gonna pick it up and put it in the cart, and then we'll scan it to see if it has any value. So just looking through all these. Again, if you see anything I missed, please point it out. Just because, again, I don't claim to know everything, and you know, definitely appreciate any help I can get here. So I found another Transformers. I'm gonna hold on to that. These other Healed Grace DVDs were brand new, so put them in the cart. Then we find this awesome find. So this is a Garmin, and you know, typically they don't hold too much value, but this one is actually brand new. So it comes with a lifetime maps updates. So we're gonna look this up and see how much it's worth. So I quickly go ahead and scan it, and I'm looking up the sold comps, and I do see some that are used and new going for like 40 bucks. So I throw it in the cart, and actually I just sold it the next day for 55 plus ship. So I'm gonna be sending that out today. And we're just gonna go through all these DVDs and see if they hold any value. Unfortunately, we find out that none of them are really worth my while. So again, I typically only pick up DVDs if I can make $10 or more on eBay. Just with shipping and fees, there's definitely not a lot of meat left on the bone. Just quickly looking around, seeing if we can find anything. Tell my wife like, hey, these shoes are pretty rough. I think I'm gonna pass. We do have a lot of shoes downstairs. They move very slow for us. So it's kind of unfortunate. Then I put these Vans back. They were really nice, but my wife is just pointing out that they kind of had this weird bump on them. So we passed on those. I'm quickly gonna look up this audiobook that we picked up earlier, just to find out that it's really not selling for much. So just put it back on the shelf and you know, start looking for anything else that we can buy. I always like to make multiple rounds because sometimes I miss things. Sometimes somebody puts something down, they don't want it anymore, and it's something that I actually can flip. So that's always a good reason to keep searching and go down the aisle multiple times if you have time, and just keep your eyes peeled. Look in the direction that you typically wouldn't look in, and see if there's anything out there. So I saw this Pizzelle maker. I have sold one for decent money, but the box was all taped up and I didn't want to take the time to open it, so decided to pass. They are hard sells as well. So yeah, and we just look around a little bit more, but we end up just picking up the Bible study stuff as well as the Garmin and spending $6.99. All right, making a quick stop at Levy's pawn. So I'm trying to get some Whatnot inventory. I do have a lot of NES that's going for sale, but I figured I'd get some more, and they always look to work me a deal. So yeah, just checking out the games here, trying to pick out the cleanest and the ones that seem like people really want to play. I'm going to start my auctions at $1. So you'll see here that I pick out 10 NES games. I think I will pass on these guys, but I'll possibly get those guys. I know that you always give good deals if I buy a bunch. So I did take
these.
Yeah, I might be interested in more stuff. I don't know.
Not the classic ice hockey.
No, I don't think so.
Did you already see that one? Was that already
I've got to go. You were asking me if I wanted to buy it. These are so hard for me to sell.
Yeah, I've got one more and I'll never do it again.
Yeah, like it's hard to get them to connect to the newer TVs.
Oh yeah.
So you got to buy all these extensions.
Yeah. You can buy the adapter for it.
Yeah, it's a pain.
But yeah.
So we've got Rad Racer. I got 2 RC Pro-Ams, Tecmo Baseball, Tengen's RBI Baseball, Track and Field 2, Tetris, Disney Adventure and Magic Kingdom, Gradius, and Spy Hunter, all for NES. Then we got some 3DS games, so you can see them all here. Got Kirby is a good one. New Super Mario Brothers 2. Frogger 3D was a surprise for me. Snoopy's Grand Adventure, Steel Diver, Turtles going in my collection, and Mario and Luigi. And then we got Tetris Attacks. So I would say that it was a pretty solid day. We're definitely going to double up on this. Most of the NES stuff is going to go on Whatnot, so make sure to be on the lookout for my video when I announce the date that I'm going to go on there. I had my intro to Whatnot today, where they kind of go over how to sell on there and what their expectations are of me as a seller. So I'm really excited to start selling on that platform, and I'll keep you posted when I finally go live. But if you could please do me a favor and like, comment, and subscribe, it really means a lot. Thanks for coming out to catch my thrift. We'll see you next time.